Your skills are now at the point of spiritual insight. I have several questions. What is the highest technique you hope to achieve?
To have no technique.
Very good. What are your thoughts when facing an opponent?
There is no opponent.
And why is that?
Because the word I does not exist. A good fight should be like a small play, but played seriously. A good martial artist does not become tense, but ready. Not thinking, yet not dreaming. Ready for whatever may come. When the opponent expands, I contract. When he contracts, I expand. And when there is an opportunity, I do not hit. It hits all by itself.
Now, you must remember, the enemy has only images and illusions, behind which he hides his true motives. Destroy the image, and you will break the enemy.
It's kind of cold in my room, so I'm gonna just have this drip on for me real quick. This is my little house robe. When I was growing up, I realized that I was different than my peers, different than people who were in the same age group as me. And I was different based on what I was focused on. What interested me, what intrigued me was like Vsauce videos and like things on the universe and all types of mysteries that I'm trying to like figure out on life. My mentality was always focused on purpose. What is the purpose to my being? What is the purpose to my existence? What is the purpose to anything, right? Like, what is the purpose? And most people, they like push this to the back of their mind, like, oh, don't ask these questions. Just have fun, man. Why are you taking it so serious? But it's not even like taking it serious. It's like, I just want to know, bro. Like I want to like get deeper on this question. I'm always looking around at my environment and I'm always questioning things. I don't just fall in line and just be like, oh, well, this is just how things are. Nah, that's not me, man. I found out that this made me more perceptive than those around me, and I was more aware of the unseen manipulation that people were doing. That's when I got interested into psychology and all the different mental types that people have and the different mental patterns that people think with. Through my studies, I realized that I can use my character to influence those around me. But, you know, like the great Uncle Ben said,
with great power comes great responsibility.
When I was younger, I never understood why I was different. I never understood like why everybody always asks, why don't you talk? Why are you not saying anything, man? Like, I never understood, like, how can they pick up on that so quick? Like, how do they pick up on the fact that I'm not a social person so quick? It's just out of nowhere, right? But then looking back at it now, looking back at the past now, I realized that I was focused on knowledge. I was focused on information. I was focused on intelligence, growing my intelligence. And my peers, they were focused on their desires. I was not into my desires. I wasn't into the need to impress or the need to gain validation from people or the need to, I didn't care about temporary things. I was focused on the truth. Like, what is true? What is real? And within my search of truth, I found some semblances of truth that gave me a level of power over those that didn't know. One example of this was when I was searching up how to win an argument, how to win a debate. And one of the things they said was always stay calm. If the other person is getting loud and they start getting angry, just stay calm, just stay relaxed and let them get rowdy, because it just makes them look less in control than you are of the situation. And onlookers, it's like, oh, the calm one must be right. This guy, he's angry because he knows he's wrong. I remember testing this out on my nephew. Like, we were arguing on some stuff and I just stayed calm throughout the argument. He was like, man, and I'm just like, yeah, bro. Yeah, but it's like, it's nothing. But, and then he just kept on, I forgot what we were arguing about. It was a long time ago, but like, he just kept on trying to rile up. And I'm just watching. I'm like, there's something to this. Like, I'm just staying calm and he's trying to like get more angry. He was raising his temperature to try to raise my temperature, right? Like, people try to raise the temperature. So in order for them to get a reaction out of you, they have to be the reaction for you to replicate. Most people, the way how they control you is through your emotions. That's why I got this tattoo right here, man, this Kingdom Heart. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts tattoo right here. For me, that tattoo represents guarding my emotions, making sure that my emotions are in check, that I am in control of my emotions at all times. When I was debating with my nephew and he was trying to raise the temperature up, he's trying to get me out of my frame, out of my way of thinking, so that I don't make sense of things and that I don't see that he's wrong. Because a lot of people, listen, man, people don't want to accept that they're wrong. They have an ego to protect. So when they realize that they're wrong, they're going to be like, I don't want people to see how weak and fragile I am. I got to do something. Let me cause commotion. I started seeing how I could play with people's emotions. Now, listen, I have no desire to even play with people. I have no desire. Like, my whole being, my whole focus is on bettering my character. That's the only purpose I see in life. Like, I don't see any other, like, trying to one up somebody, trying to like impress people. Who are we impressing? We all gonna die, man. Like, who are we trying to impress, bro? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want the earthly things. I want the things for my soul. I want a progressional story that I'm going through, that I'm getting better at doing, and that's what I want. So, you know, I had these powers for no reason. Now, I know I'm not the smartest person in the world. I know I'm not a genius. I don't consider myself a smart person. That's why I always push myself to like know more, because I know that there's other people out there that can perceive the unseen or can do manipulation tricks that can get people caught up because they don't know about it or they don't have the wherewithal to even counter it. There's people in this world that are sociopaths, that are psychopaths, that are narcissists, that are all forms of psychological demons, bro. Like, people that are ready and willing and able to throw you in a loop. So I did some research, as your boy usually does. You know what I'm saying? You gotta stay with your research, man, and your cup of tea, all right? You gotta be drinking your tea while you're doing research, bro. Get them antioxidants. But I've been doing research, right? The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. This is an excellent read to understand the social dynamics or the social games that go on within society. This book has been banned in jails, in schools, and in certain countries because people see it as a tool of manipulation. Robert Greene, which is the author of this book, said that those who don't want you to know of the game of power are adept players within the game because they don't want you to know their tactics. I relate with the author Robert Greene so much because when he first started out in the game of life, he took it literally. He took it all literally. Like, when he said when he was in the workforce, he thought that all you had to do was just do a good job and you would just get a promotion, raise, and people would just like you. But he saw that there were social dynamic situations, social dynamic plays going on in the workplace where people were playing favorites. It's always a sense of nepotism when it came to a congregation of people, like a high school setting where you have the popular kids, the kids that get the attention, and then you got the kids that don't get the attention, and it's like that dynamic that bursts out within group situations. I saw this firsthand. Like, I remember I was going to this school, right? It was a consortium school, which means that we presented our work instead of taking regents. We didn't take tests. We had to stand up in front of class and talk about how we know the thing that we know. I remember I had this one teacher. She would get on my head top for everything. And listen, I wasn't a bad kid. You know, I just feel like I just have a devilish face, bro. Like, I just have one of those faces that's like, he's up to no good. He's gonna do something. He's gonna, like, I just have one of those faces. I don't know if it's the eyes, like my eyes are too deep inside, but I just have one of those mischievous faces. I remember this teacher was like micromanaging the hell out of me. Like, everything I did in class, it was a problem. I remember I was having a conversation and she was like, "Why are you talking blah, 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 blah?" And I said, I started explaining myself to her, right? And I remember this one thing she said. She said, "Oh, you think you smart because you're using big words?" I'm like, what? Like, this is my regular vocabulary, ma'am. Like, She just assumed that I'm just stupid. She just assumed I'm supposed to be like this hoodlum, stupid inner city kid, like, yo, what's up, my nigga? She was one of my teachers grading my presentation at one point, and I remember, like, she told me at the end of the presentation, like, oh, I never knew that you were so educated. And the whole time this teacher was grading me based on how she felt about me. It's like confirmation bias. In her mind, she had an image of what she thought I was, of who she thought I was, and she was going based off of that image. She was going based off of that expectations, which bled into my grades, because I know for a fact, like, bruh, like, I be doing my work. I know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about it. They grade based on how they feel about you. This made me realize that the world is not binded by truth. That someone can grade me, decide the future of my education based on how they feel about me. And I started thinking, like, is this in the justice system too? That someone can have a preconceived notion on who they think you are and judge you based on that. This book teaches you how to understand the dynamics of power, how to play it and how to not get played. This book has so much sauce in it. I'm thinking about making a series on this, man. Like, there's so much knowledge in here, man. So much knowledge that got me through so much BS with people. I'm telling you, man. Yo, comment down below if y'all want me to make a series on this book. Comment down below. Comment down below. I'm still going to make it regardless. You know, I just want you guys to participate, you know, feel included. I don't care what you think. As long as you think, I'll catch you on the next one.